Hilarious. Donald Trump marches toward the Republican nomination, winning both primaries in Nebraska and West Virginia. But brand new Fox News exit poll suggests that his chances against Hillary Clinton may be better than anyone thought. Well, here to take a closer look inside the minds of the West Virginia and Nebraska voters is Lee Carter, partner at polling firm Musklansky and Partners. Always good to see you, and I always love these exit polls.
They're so fascinating.
And West Virginia is a very interesting state. But one thing that was similar to almost every primary was this frustration with the federal government.
State after state, we're seeing in the 90 percentile that people are saying they're angry or dissatisfied. So we're seeing in Nebraska, 92% said they were angry or dissatisfied with federal government, 92% in West Virginia. And so what we're saying, you know, what you have to take away from this is this explains the rise of the outsider candidate as something different, somebody that's going to shake things up. And that's what we're seeing with Trump and Sanders. You know, Sanders is doing better than anybody expected, and who would have ever thought that he would be here with Trump right now?
So interesting. Well, one thing that gets voters to the polls is feeling optimistic or excited. And we look at the states last night, Nebraska and West Virginia, 60% felt that way about Trump, 74% in West Virginia. That's good news for Trump, right?
That's really good news for Trump. I think we're seeing this. Enthusiasm, to me, is a really important measure, because enthusiasm is what drives people to the polls. Enthusiasm is contagious. And to have enthusiasm is one of the most important things that you can have. Obama had it in 2008. Trump has it today. Hillary Clinton does not have it. And that's going to be a big issue for her as she turns to the general.
Well, when it came to the coal industry households, only 29% came out for Hillary Clinton.
You know, this really says...
Not too shocking, though, after some of the comments that were made.
It's not too shocking, but she did try to, you know, extend that olive branch. She went down there. She met with the coal miners. She said, listen, she tried to explain herself. It clearly did not work. And so that's a really big issue for her. She's in Kentucky now. There's a lot of states that have not just mining jobs. I don't think this is going to be coal mining jobs. This is a lot of manufacturing jobs. This is something that's symbolic of a larger issue. And she's got to say, I'm not just taking these away. She's got to say, I'm going to replace it with something different, or these people are going to be disenfranchised and leave her.
Talk about these numbers here. You have Trump versus Hillary, and then Trump versus Bernie Sanders. Hillary 44, Trump 33. Or sorry, Hillary 45, Trump 35. You compare that to Trump versus Sanders in West Virginia, 51% for Sanders, 33 for Trump. What do you make of that?
I think it's fascinating. I think the fact that you're looking at that many Republicans or that many Democrats that say, I'm going to vote for, you know, I would vote for Trump. That's huge for Hillary. Hillary's got to have, she's got an issue in these kinds of states, especially, you know, we've got 90% white voters in West Virginia, and we know that she has an issue there. And so this is going to be a real problem for her. And we're seeing over and over again about a third of voters are saying that they would vote for Trump over Hillary Clinton in the you know, state after state. So while this is bigger, this is certainly a trend that we're seeing.
And explain this one. Bernie Sanders did well in West Virginia, but when we asked Democrats in that state about policies for the next president, 39% said they wanted someone that was less liberal.
Now, I think this is really, really fascinating. To me, you know, if you see less liberal than Obama's, this is one of the first times we've seen that. We've seen a lot of states saying they want more liberal or more of the same. So less liberal, this is West Virginia, also clearly a very different state. It's a red state, and we know that that's something they want, but when you look at this, it's something you've got to take away, and you've got to start thinking about how they're going to position themselves moving forward here.
And this one stuck out the most to me when we asked Republicans likely that Trump will beat Hillary Clinton, 82% in Nebraska, 87% in West Virginia. That's also a very good sign for Trump.
It is. And I think the West Virginia isn't as surprising to me as Nebraska. To think that that's the kind of thing, we're seeing a big shift in this last week about whether or not people think that Trump stands a chance against Hillary. Just a few weeks ago, they said not a chance. Now we're seeing a chance. We're seeing that reflected in the polls. And it's going to be interesting to watch this. You know, it's almost impossible to say until you see them head to head, which we haven't gotten a chance to see. But I think we're now seeing people saying, you know what, I think that Trump really has a shot.
The race could just be beginning. Lee Carter, always good to have you here. Thanks so much for waking up.
Thank you.